I just finished watching the Texans versus the Chiefs, and I have been kicking my feet waiting to make this video. Shotties, oh my gosh. To think that at one point we were 3-5 down to the Jaguars with all hope lost for the season. But Davis the GOAT Mills happened, Stroud happened, and most importantly, our defense happened. This win means a lot to our season, and I honestly was getting emotional. Everyone counted us out, yet look at us now. I'll go on to say that the Chiefs to the Texans are like the Warriors to the Rockets. Throughout the 3 postseasons and regular season matchups, we have seen the Texans play the Chiefs. We've either got obliterated, have one of the worst collapses of all time, or get screwed over by the refs. So excuse me if I am savoring this win just a bit too much. Let's start the recap from the beginning, shall we? So the first quarter commences, right? And I'm loving the way the Texans defense is popping right out the gate. Wouldn't have expected anything less from a defense that has been dominating all season. Mahomes has absolutely no answers in the first quarter, and the defense is just all over everything. On the offensive side, Stroud is out here slinging the ball and making really good reads. Overall, our team is flowing on all cylinders. Even the run game isn't half bad, but there were definitely many opportunities we left out there on the field. One thing I will say is that we have to clean up these offensive penalties, Texans. Now look, they were playing the Chiefs, so unsurprisingly some of these calls were bullshit, but that doesn't change the fact that we would have had a touchdown on the board if it weren't for this illegal shift, so that definitely pissed me off just a little bit. Before you know it, it's already the second quarter. CJ pulls off one of the best throws of his career down the field to Nico Collins. Definitely had to change my pants a bit after that one. Collinsworth obviously wasn't amused, as you can imagine. Bro was slurping Mahomes all game, even though this throw by Stroud looked a little Mahomey, but you know, what do I know, right? Texans march down the field and score the easy touchdown, and right here I was getting hesitantly optimistic at how easily we were in control of Kansas City. The rest of the second quarter is really just the defense continued domination of Mahomes and really everything Kansas City was trying. Petrie pulling off one of my favorite interceptions of the season here. Love this guy, man. However, we all know that the Texans offense isn't perfect, so of course they can't capitalize. Thankfully, on the other end, Butker can't capitalize either, as he joins the field goal out, and trust me, I was laughing hysterically. All the women around the league were laughing as well. Butker, you are garbage. However, one thing I will say is that this clock management of the Texans needs to get fixed ASAP. I don't know what the heck we were thinking, but this is 2 straight weeks that we absolutely wet our pants in the 2-minute drill. This shit needs to stop, but whatever, we have the lead, I guess. Well, unfortunately, the third quarter comes around, and I gotta say, this is probably the worst quarter of Texans football I have seen in a hot minute. -2 yards throughout the entire quarter, while our defense was doing their hardest to keep Kansas City at bay. And they actually do that, as KC only scores 10 points. What was the turning point, you may ask? Y'all all know it. Kansas City trying to be cute and go for it on 4th down, in which they fail. Extremely risky call, but hey, with the momentum they were gaining, can you really blame them? Well, I'm not complaining, because Texans kicking legend Dare gua.cam0le runs it in for a score. My butt finally jumps out the couch for the first time since like the first quarter. Now Kansas City had quite a plethora of chances, but man, is this Texans defense something special, shotties. This defense beats anything we had previously in our franchise, even the days where we had JJ Watt and Jadeveon Clowney on the same line. It's that good. On this final gasp of effort from the Chiefs, Mahomes throws it to past his prime Kelsey, who juggles the ball into the hands of Shahir, who basically seals it then and there. Man, what an absolute fall off of the Chiefs offense, am I right? We run the clock down with Marks, who has done so exceptionally over the course of these previous games, closing it out. Yeah, se acabó. The Texans win their 5th straight game in a row, and I am in the living room feeling quite jolly. This game was a slugfest, but man, was it entertaining to see our defense literally steal the show on national television. This is one of the best defenses I have seen in the NFL in quite some time, and the way they just swarm the ball brings a tear to my eye. Stroud finished with a solid 203 yards and 1 touchdown, and our defense forced Mahomes to throw like 3 interceptions. Our team is now the 7th seed, and words cannot describe my excitement. If there are some critiques I can give our team, is just clean up the penalties, and please, Nick Haley, please evolve something in the offense. I will say their offense has been doing just a bit better than it was before, because before, oh my goodness, it was painful to see. But now I can see some semblance of evolution with in the play calls, just please. And also, our offensive line needs to get better. They need to lock in. In the third quarter, they were getting absolutely ran over by Chris Jones. Please. Literally pulling an all-nighter before the finals to finish this video because I'm just that excited. Now, I know Chris Collinsworth was in the studio holding back tears. No, but seriously, someone get the Chiefs off of Sunday Night Football. Dear God, Collinsworth just cannot get off the meat of Mahomes and the Chiefs. Here were some of my favorite outrageous quotes of the day from this dude.
There he is, Patrick Mahomes. He's been through it all, right? He's seen it all. He probably took a look at that throw from C.J. Stroud and said, all right, I've got one of those in me tonight. It's going to be that kind of night, huh? Let's go.
Stroud tries to turn the corner, and he won! Oh, driven back by Jalen Watson.
I have just seen Mahomes too many times in these situations to think this game is anywhere close to over right now. Arguably the best player of the last decade, Patrick Mahomes knew he had issues. Got it right into the hands of Rice, who could not hang on, and look at Patrick Mahomes.
Gua.cam0le is the back for the first time tonight.
And I'll bet you he has practiced zero in goal line offense.